You can beat this addiction. It's not a disease.
Right. I understand this dude's heart is in the right place. He wants people to stop being addicted to drugs. But the problem is that addiction is a disease. And this video is causing a lot of problems, and it's one of the main reasons why there's a stigma in this world today. My name's Chris. I'm with The Rewired Soul. I'm about to explain to you why addiction is, in fact, a disease based on science, based on facts, and based on the truth.
No, I'm not going to show you any sympathy. You know why? Because you don't have a disease. You have an addiction. You have a weakness. You chose to put that needle in your arm and shoot up that heroin. You chose to snort that line of cocaine. You don't have a disease. You're just weak.
When we talk about the choices that these people are making, it is inaccurate. There's a part of the brain called the prefrontal cortex, which sits right here, okay? So what happens is that prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for things like logical decision-making, like making correct choices, self-awareness, which is why so many people are in denial about their addiction, and it also regulates the flow of dopamine, which comes from the limbic system. We get dopamine from just about anything that gives us pleasure, and we need that as part of our survival mechanisms, right? One of the issues is that dopamine system is not being regulated properly in somebody who has an addiction. You don't have to believe me. The studies are there. You can go to the National Institute on Drug Abuse. These are very real studies that are out there. They have actual brain scans that will show you how my brain is different than most of the brains out there. Addiction affects 1 in every 10 people who have a legitimate brain disorder. Now, the other issue is that this gentleman is saying that it's not a disease, but I do not think that he knows what actually classifies any illness as a disease. In order to be classified as a disease, all it has to do is meet a certain amount of criteria. 1 is that an organ is affected. We just talked about how the brain is different. 2 is that it has diagnosable symptoms. If you check the DSM-5, which is the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual, which they use to diagnose brain disorders, there are actual diagnosable symptoms for addiction. Hence, addiction is in fact classified as a disease. Listen, we gotta understand that videos like this thing has 19 million views, it has 500,000 shares. We have to understand that videos like this are shaming people with addictions. Could you imagine going into the cancer ward and telling people that these people made a choice? Or if you went to diabetics and said that they made the choice, they were eating far too much sugar? Think about that. I work in the field with these people who are watching this video and feeling completely beat down by it, especially because so many people are sharing it just because of a lack of knowledge and a lack of awareness. We need to think before we perpetuate these types of stigmas. As long as the stigmas are out there, people are gonna hide in the shadows. They're gonna feel like they're not worth saving because the wrong narrative is out there that these people have a choice of whether or not they can be addicted. Again, this is Chris Boutte with TheRewiredSoul.com. Feel free to follow me on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, and on Facebook. All right, I'll see you next time.